So today I want to share with you my weight loss journey. I was 72 kilos in 2020 today, or as of yesterday night, I was 53.9 kilos. I don't intend to lose any more weight, but I would like to share my journey because I get a lot of questions about people who have known me for a long time, and I believe anyone can do it at any age. It reduces a lot of your risks, health-related risks, not only your cosmetic benefits you get out of it. I really had chubby cheeks. That's come down a lot, and I fit into a size 6 dress today. I used to be a size 12, or that's a size 10 in US, and today I'm a size 4. So I want to share with you this journey because chronic conditions, rather than appearances, is what triggered me. Yes, there was a bit of that. A friend of mine made fun of my weight because I've always been a fit person. It's just around perimenopause, I started gaining a lot of weight. Every 2 years I was building, in the beginning of 40s, I started putting on 2 kilos each, and it was slowly building up. From someone who was 60 kilos, I was started to be more closer to 70s, and I was not comfortable. I used to be tired all the time. I used to be angry and upset and not confident enough when I wear my clothes. So this is my journey. I want to share it with you. I'm also going to show you what is my first meal of the day. So I've switched away from a lot of high fat foods, a lot of Indian foods. I do eat one meal that is Indian, and if it's a heavy one, I do skip dinner. So I'll show you what I'm going to eat today. So I'm just going to grab something. So just getting my food from the refrigerator. I did cook it last night. So because we are both very busy and my husband is fly in, fly out, I try and cook for 2 to 3 days and freeze it. I don't eat fresh meal every day, especially with rice. If you put it in the fridge and you eat it, the glycemic index reduces and the amount of starch in it drops as well. And my children don't like eating rice, not do I like eating rice at night. So I'm just going to grab a plate from my dishwasher. So I'll show you my portion size, which is the first thing I changed other than intermittent fasting. So it's about 12 o'clock. I'm about to eat my first meal of the day. I've been having green teas and black coffees through the morning. So I'm going to show you how much rice I take. So one of the few things I did was I stopped eating things like pickle. I stopped taking papadums. They are all high calorie, high salt foods, and I don't remember, other than an occasion where I've been to India, I don't eat these things. I don't buy these things. The first thing I did was so that's the rice from yesterday. I will only take, so you can see in my plate how much of this I am going to have. So this is literally my lunch. On days I am working from home. So this is the first meal. Our last meal was around 7 o'clock last night. I am trying to eat a bit more because I am losing a lot of weight. So that's the only amount of rice I would take. So I try to stick to a lot of protein-rich food. Even if it is Indian, I try and eat food that is vegetarian. So this is dal that I cooked last night. This is tur dal, and I would probably have a little bit more of that. So you can see almost the portion size is equal to the dal. And then I'm going to have bitter gourd. So this is made with coconut in it, and I don't put a lot of oil, so I do cook it in water as well. It's a little bit less tastier. The key thing I have changed is I don't add a lot of salt in my cooking, and I don't take white sugar. So white sugar is out and salt is out. So I have left a lot of habits behind. I was a person who had to eat freshly cooked rice 2 times a day. I've left all of those habits behind. I try not to eat rice. If at all I did, I cut down my portion size to 1/4 of what I ate. Intermittent fasting. So my first meal is at 12 o'clock in the morning and my dinner is before 7 o'clock. No more food, only black coffee with no sugar or green tea in between. So that gives me a good 16 hours of fasting. Cut down the portion size to 1/4 of what it is. Increase my fluid intake. Cut down sugar, cut down salt. So salt sometimes I don't even add at all. So like for example, if I'm eating egg omelette or egg bullseye, I don't add salt to it. If you stop adding extra salt, you start appreciating the salt that's already in the egg. And Indian food has a lot of salt because it is a taste enhancer. Cutting those down did help a lot because Australian food is Australians don't eat a lot of salt, and I adapted that. So say I want to eat meat, I eat less spicy, so less flavored food help me cut down my diet. So these are sacrifices you need to make if you need to stay healthy. Prioritizing your health is such an important bit. Stopping to eat for your taste buds and eating more for staying alive. So eat to live rather than living to eat. I used to take a lot of takeaway because I was so busy. My husband was busy, the kids were busy, and they were younger. I stopped taking away food, and we still eat outside, but once a week, not more than that. We don't take takeaways. In between there was a time I even took out Uber Eats from my phone, and I was eating. So breakfast was never. So breakfast was never sort of a meal I could eat. I would grab oats or something in the morning. I stopped doing all that. I stopped eating outside at work. So cutting those things down made a lot of difference. And then keeping a diary. I kept a food diary so I can see what I was eating. I didn't want to lose a lot of weight very quickly. So what I used to do is I had a target. So I set a target of 5 kilos per year, or 4 to 5 kilos, because I didn't want my skin to become loose. So a slow weight loss, cutting down your habits, making lifelong changes is what you need. So you can see, literally that's the only rice I would do. More than half my plate is empty. So I don't finish my food. So if there's more food than I just leave it. I don't eat. So as a middle class child from a middle class, I was always taught to finish what's on your plate. And buying medications costs you more money to buy this food. I don't go for the emotional blackmail that comes with, do you know how many children in the world are starving? But I should either try not to serve that much on my plate, or I should just look at the cost that I would pay to buy multiple medications to treat the chronic conditions that I would develop, rather than finishing off what's in my plate. So if I have to, I never scold my children that they wasted food. Look, first of all, they should not take that much. But if you did, I would rather waste food and save the money that the thousands of dollars you would spend on medication. And fasting is known to reduce the risk of things like cancer. Obesity is one of the major causes of cancer. People don't know this. There's a big relationship between obesity, being overweight, and breast cancer. So there's a lot of risks you can cut off by making that little sacrifice of getting that high or happiness from food and trying to figure out what else makes you happy. And that's exactly what I did. I also stopped eating with my hand. It's only on special occasions I eat with my hand, or if I'm eating a roti. But most of my meals I eat with a spoon because it's not as tasty. So when you mix food with a spoon, it's not as tasty and delicious as you mix with your hand, because it's connected to your soul. So those are little sacrifices I've done. And I eat slowly, so I don't rush through my food. And setting a goal for yourself that suits you. prioritizing yourself and your health is the number one need of the hour. I was looking at this study that said that 1/3 of the Indian population is going to be obese, which is an alarming number. We have obesity in Australia as well. I went to this endocrinology talk where the endocrinologist said 5 out of 6 Australians are overweight. So that's shocking. And anything to reduce that risk, and anything to reduce the burden on taxpayers and medical chronic problems is our responsibility. So rather than saying, oh, I need to finish what's in my plate, we need to focus our energy on prioritizing our health. And that will give you good results. There is no age limit to losing weight. You can lose weight, change your habits at any age. My oldest patient who lost weight was 78. So there you go. Something to think about. Thank you guys for watching and sharing a meal with me.